So let's talk about tuning, or better yet, a tuning alternative. You know, tunes do have their place, and it's the track. I don't know about you guys, but I don't run my Tacoma round and round on a track. As fun as that might be to do, it's just not realistic. We don't do it, right? So what is the alternative to tuning? Well, let me show you, in my experience, what works. First of all, under the hood, we've got a couple of Banks products, right? Over here, we've got the Banks Ram Air Intake. Love the looks of this thing, love the install of it, very, very simple to do. But what does it give you? How is it a tuning alternative? Well, first of all, it gives you over 18 horsepower more to play with, right? Now, that can come in handy if you just like to accelerate, run around with a little more power like I do, performance, right? But it also helps to offset all of that extra weight that you might be adding for camping or overlanding. You're not going to be running that truck around the track, are you? Also, it adds over 17 foot-pounds of torque to give you more oomph to be able to pull the truck, whether you're an acceleration junkie like I am, or you're just trying to bring the truck back to what it was when you first picked it up before you added all of that extra weight, either in the form of camping equipment, overlanding equipment, or even bigger, heavier wheels and tires. Next up, the boost tubes. I've got the boost tubes from Banks on both sides, of course. They look good. Again, pretty simple install. Take your time, follow the directions. Pretty easy to do. But what do they give you? They give you increased airflow. Now, does that mean you're going to get a ton more power? No, you're not going to get a ton more power. You're going to get more air to the turbo, right? It's going to increase the lifespan of the turbo, something that we all want. You know, one of the things I hear a lot out there about the new Tacoma is the lifespan of the turbo. So why wouldn't you install something that you know is going to increase its life? It also does help with acceleration. Love that. Next up, the final piece, the pedal monster. To bring it all together, if you will. Now, what this does for me, it increases throttle sensitivity or throttle response. So that when I push on the gas pedal, or what used to be a gas pedal, now everything is drive-by-wire, right? So the accelerator, I get instantaneous reaction. Now, does it add more horsepower? Does it add more power to the truck? No. But what it does do is enable you to utilize that power yourself right away from when you push down on that accelerator pedal. I love it. It has a Bluetooth feature so that it can be controlled through your phone. Or if you decide to go for the mod that none of us knew we really needed, but we do, the iDash Pro. You can control on the fly the way that the pedal monster works with the iDash Pro, as well as see many other parameters or readings such as temperatures and pressures and things like that running through the engine, because all of this connects through the OBD2 port down here. And you notice I have the Banks unit, or the Banks pedal monster installed. All you can see is this little wire right here that plugs into the port. That's it. Now, there's also built-in safety features with the pedal monster. This is what sets it apart from all of the other throttle controllers out there. You're never going to be stranded on the road in the unlikely event that something should go wrong with the pedal monster. It's going to revert back to factory settings, right? You're going to be able to take off, get home, and do whatever you need to do. Ever seen any of those videos, kind of testimonials of people with some of the other brands out there that were trying to crawl in their dash during a rain or snowstorm, trying to disconnect the throttle controller they put in because it malfunctioned and the truck won't go? You're not going to have that problem with the pedal monster. It also has another feature for control, I guess, of the sensitivity of the pedal. It's called tip-in. You can set it up in such a way that the effect of it doesn't happen until you reach a certain miles per hour. That means that you're not going to be backing out of your garage or pulling in and run through your garage, the front end, or even into the garage door. Not sure why you'd have the truck running with the garage door closed, but nonetheless, I've seen video of people that have run through the front of their garage because they pull up. The pedal is more sensitive, of course. They forget, or maybe it's new and they're not used to it, and they shoot right through the front of their garage. Or worse, knock their garage door down and run right through it. Of course, we have to talk about service and warranty, right? It comes up a lot with the Pedal Monster. You know, what happens if I take my truck in and I don't want them to know that I've done anything with the throttle controller? Well, it's very simple. You unplug it if that's something that concerns you. You can also dial it down yourself so that the sensitivity is back to normal, or maybe even a little bit less, so that when the guy that's running it into the shop jumps in, it's not going to be as sensitive as to what you're used to. Or, as I mentioned, if you unplug it, it doesn't leave any imprint on the ECU. Nobody's going to know it was ever even there. You can't do that with a tune. Once a tune is installed and they are flashing your ECU, right, it's going to leave a footprint. Even if you take it back, if you can still find that person that you met up with in the parking lot, even if you take it back and want them to erase the tune, they're going to know, they being the dealer, that it's been reflashed. It leaves an imprint on the ECU. So in the unlikely event that something major should go wrong with your truck and they can trace it back to, or try to trace it back to that tune, you're going to be screwed. You're not going to have any warranty. We don't have that problem with the Pedal Monster. You just unplug it and it was never there. Now, there is a fuel economy setting on the Pedal Monster as well, an eco mode, if you will, to increase fuel economy. I can't really speak to how that works myself because, frankly, I never use it. I always go for acceleration, and I find that I can't even top out on acceleration. I can't go to the most sensitive setting because it's more sensitive than I want, which is awesome. I always like products that give me more than what I want, knowing that I could go further if I ever wanted to. Now, there is a discount for all of this stuff, by the way. It is RobMotive. You can save 5%. Just know that you can only use that code one time. So if you're contemplating buying several of the units and maybe you're thinking of picking some up here and there, go ahead and get them all now so that you can take advantage of that 5% off on the total. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd be curious to know, particularly if you've installed the Banks products, what's your impression of them? Thanks for watching. Don't forget, smash that subscribe button if you haven't before, and we'll see you next time on the web. Bye.